I'm here to talk briefly about what having Feeding Hands Pantry has done for our congregation. The first and most important thing that I want to talk about is what this has done is it's opened up the opportunity for our church to more fully commit to what God has called the church to do. Through the pantry, we have an opportunity to do evangelization, we have the opportunity to do discipleship, and we have opportunity to care for people who cannot care for themselves, which is a very important theme in Scripture. Having the pantry here at Emmanuel gives our congregation the opportunity to participate in that. The other thing that it's done for our church, and I say other things, there's a ton of them, but this is not supposed to be 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's supposed to be about 2 minutes, so I'm going to say one other thing. The other thing that it's done is it's given our church an opportunity to take a risk, to step out and trust in God, and to see God answer those prayers. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples. First, we're a very small congregation. We average about 30 on a Sunday. If our whole church volunteered to do this pantry, we wouldn't have enough people. If our whole church gave food to do this pantry, and I will say that most of them do both who are able, we still wouldn't have enough food to run this pantry. But God brought Lois and Ursula to us, and we partnered together with Feeding Hands Pantry, and we have a pantry running in our church. It's much more than we could accomplish on our own, and we got to watch that happen. We got to see God take the space we did not think was big enough and see what God did, is that we're moving more families through each week and still being able to spend time with them than we ever imagined possible. We also got to see God work in dramatic ways when we just didn't have enough. Shortly after we opened, we had no soup left. Well, I exaggerate. I believe there was 1 can of soup left. And the Fender and Rescue Squad called us up and said, we did a food drive and we'd like to donate our food to your pantry. And so that evening, people from our church were there working with the Fender and Rescue Squad, bringing the food in that they wanted to donate, and our shelves were stocked with soup. That's what we get to see. We get to test, to step out and risk and see God answer.